Hello everyone, my name is BottleTopHornet and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. To start this episode off, I want to just quickly go back over to my Guardian farm that I made in the last episode and just show you guys the changes that I'd made to the collection system and the way that I killed the mobs. So let's just pop through the nether, and I might actually show you how fast it is to get over there, because making that nether tunnel towards the direction that it is just so convenient. And once I open this up and decorate this tunnel a little bit more, it's going to make getting there extremely easy. So this is why you should always try and make a nether hub, because it makes getting to all your other buildings and stuff around the places around your world a lot easier. Look at this guy chasing me. So here we go. As you can see, I've made a drop chamber down the center and a collection system in the middle, so that they just fall straight down here, and we might actually see a couple in just a moment. They're about to fall. Come on. Here we go. Hello? There we go. So once I'm standing up the top, they obviously spawn a lot quicker and they end up pushing themselves into the falling chamber. And then these collection systems are set up so that they can collect items. Now right now, I've actually emptied it, because I did a little, probably about a 4-hour AFK session. I just left the computer running while I was standing up in the AFK area up there. You can see that I've got some doors and I can lock myself in there nice and safe. But I've brought the materials back to the island, so the Isle of Ender, I should call it. So let's pop over there and I'll show you what I got in that AFK session, and then we'll get on to the main part of this episode. So I've put the shulker boxes down over here just to remind myself that this is where I actually want to work. Not necessarily because I want to use the materials that I got from the farm, but this is the result of about 4 hours of AFK plus the work that I did sort of setting it up as well. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and nearly 6 shulker boxes of the shards. And then we have 1, 2, and close to a half of the crystals. So not bad. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be that good. It could obviously be much, much faster. But for me, just playing by myself and with how much I'm using, or how much I'm going to use Prismarine at the moment, it's so much more than I need. And I can make plenty of lanterns and start making some blocks. And when I decide to start maybe using some dark Prismarine, I'm probably going to have to set up an ink farm or something like that. But I know how to make those pretty easily, and I can show you guys how to do that as well. So that'll be for a later date when we decide we want to start building with a bit more dark Prismarine. But for now, in this episode, I want to convert this beach area into a dockyard, almost like the Isle of Ender's main port of call. And I've been thinking about the lore of the Isle of Ender a little bit, and I've started to notice that while I originally felt like things were a little bit medieval styled, I've realized that with the way my farms are being built and the sort of, I suppose you'd call it technology in a way that I have, like these automatic sorting systems and my XP farm down here, XP dispenser, it just starts to feel like a little bit more of a mix between technology and medieval, if that makes any sense. And I've started to get inspired to do almost a steampunky sort of, steampunky, it sounds weird, a steampunk style builds, so that I get like some cool technology and stuff mixed in with the older looking rustic buildings that I have dotted around the place. I'm getting a little bit of lag, I don't know why. So while at first I was thinking about making a large ship in the water, I think I actually want to make this port a dual port for small fishing vessels, but also maybe up in the sky just behind me at a raised platform, an airship. Now, I hope you guys like the sound of that, because once I came up with that idea and started looking at some inspiration online, like artwork that people had made of steampunk airships, it just sort of made my inspiration spark, and I'm so excited to try and build something like that and change the look of this area a little bit, make it something a little bit out of the standard build palette that I tend to go for, which is, like I was saying, medieval. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and come up with an idea here, a little dock, probably a large dock, that has room, has some little offshoots into the water that can have some smaller ships that are using the coral reef for fishing or going around this area, but with the idea of expanding the landscape around this area at a later date, like over time through this Let's Play, I like the idea of having airships to maybe get up to the higher reaches. Like, my imagining is a ring of mountains around this island. If I fly up into the air, I'm sort of imagining, if you can see a little bit where the darker color of this island biome changes a little bit past there, a ring of mountainous area that rises out of the ocean and has little gaps through it for fishing vessels to travel through. But the idea is I can build almost some Isle of Ender inspired ancient buildings in this ring and make it like this whole Isle of Ender is actually an ancient outpost, a central point of the world that holds some strange power. Again, I love rambling about this stuff, but I hope you guys understand what I mean. It's just some fun little story things that can inspire the builds that I make. So with that being said, I'm going to grab some shulker boxes and go into the nether and grab some of the Blackstone that I've got from my piglin trading farm. And then we're going to come back here and try and come up with a decent design. I think I might raise it up a couple of blocks so that this might change into more of a straight bridge that like arches up towards it. And then we'll probably pop into a time lapse. Might even end up doing 2 time lapses this episode. I hope you guys are all right with that, because I want to build the base of this this dock and then sort of have a look at it and think about maybe making a small tower with some walkways going up and the extended port for the airship that I want to build in this area. So let's pop over to the nether, grab myself some Blackstone. We'll remove these shulkers here and get the resources we need, and then we can pop into that time lapse in just a second. And man, am I glad that they made Blackstone one of the trades that these guys use. Because look at that. The idea of not having to go out to the biome, what's it called? The basalt biome that's sort of over that direction and mine that much. Just to have basically 2 full double chests worth and know that I can just AFK at my gold farm for a little while and then come back to trade with these guys and build up a decent supply like that is so good. So I'm just going to grab a bunch of this, fill up some shulker boxes so that we have it back at the base, and I can use it to build the sort of base of the dock that's going to go into the water, a little bit like how I've built up some Blackstone underneath my existing walkways that I have around the islands. And just like that, we have 4 shulker boxes full of Blackstone, which is, oh, I love Blackstone, and you can see we got a little bit left over for next time we come back as well. I'm so glad that they decided to add Blackstone to the trades for the piglins, because it makes that these guys just keep getting swept in there and they don't despawn. So we're starting to build up a little supply, and I do need to eventually come back to this and add some magma blocks, I should say, and some lava pouring out of it, just to make it look a little bit more grounded in the idea of it getting pulled up out of there. I do like that we still have that piece of ancient debris sitting up there in that area as well. And you can see, I haven't actually showed you guys, I do have some footage recorded of me expanding this hole in the nether roof. Oh, get past him. But it's kind of hard to find a spot to slip it into the episode. I might upload it to TikTok at some point if some of you follow me on there. But just know that I do have the footage of me breaking this. It's now an 11 by 11 hole. And I do sort of have ideas to, every time I get a bit of inspiration, I come back in here, watch a live stream or 2, and I just sit there going through with some TNT, and I'm going to try and expand this to the point where it becomes a circle. I might take this to about 15 by 15, and then try and turn it into a circle. And then we might do a gold patterned sort of calligraphy style design on top of the roof out of gold pressure plates, just so that it looks cool when we're standing up the top. We should be able to see like some scroll work coming out from the sides, but that's also for a later date. So let's head back to the Isle of Ender and we'll get started on our dock build. And as I get myself set up with the materials, I kind of want to have them all in shulker boxes and stuff. And I'm beginning to notice that it won't be long before we, 43 is still a lot of shulker boxes, but it won't be long before we have to go out to the end again and do a bit of an end raid to get some more. We're never going to need as many elytra as we get, but I like having them anyway because It's sort of like bragging rights. But in a future episode, we can go out and do a proper end raid, since I didn't really show it last time. I was still learning, and it was still a process of working out how to film my episodes, and I sort of felt uncomfortable. And I'm so much more comfortable now thanks to you guys, so that'll be exciting. So let's just grab 2 more shulker boxes. We'll probably need the chest as well, and then we'll be set up. Okay. As always, I feel like the easiest way for me to get started on this is to just pop into the time lapse without explaining too much, because you can see visually as it sort of unfolds what I've decided to do, and we'll pop back in afterwards and I can talk to you about the ideas that I had and the way that I've set up some details, because when I go into builds like this, they tend to be more of an organic, improvised thing. I have a basic idea in my head, but I can't actually show you before I start building it, because it doesn't actually become a real thing until I start the process and I get to see it in the real world, or more the Minecraft world. So let's pop into the time lapse, and then we'll be back in a moment to see where we go to next. Alright, I decided to pop back in now after getting a bit of the structure done, just because I wanted to talk about a few of the details that popped into my head as I was going. I was talking about just having a airship floating up here, which I'll make a bit of an area for and maybe a tower that it can connect to. But I also decided to add this sort of dock out this way, that we can have another large ship in the water as well. Now, I was sort of looking over as I started to do this bit at the end, and thinking about that cove that I have that goes into this little cave area here. You can see the Endermen have been at it for a while by the looks of it. They're just placing blocks here everywhere. But I want to continue through around this corner and have this as though it's like a maybe a mine of sorts that ships and whatnot come to and gather some resources, some stone and everything like that from down in the mines, some valuables, and then load it onto the ships, the airships or the plain ones, and go from there. So I think what I might do is actually create a flat landing down here that's like a that might have a crane or something on it for unloading off the ships or loading onto the ships, and also pop a hole through, like a walkway through here that goes around to the other side as well. And just sort of improvising this as I move along and finding out what I like the look of, and getting things to match up and look okay. I think I might add some sea lanterns on top of all of these posts with maybe some oak trapdoors so you can see the light through them. I need to sleep. So I'm probably going to pop into a second time lapse and try and do a real power of work to get this whole dock and sort of dock lands almost up to a point where I'm fully ready for the next episode to start adding some ships. And I might see depending on how hard they are, if I can add both ships, one in the water and one in the air at the same time. So I think with this next time lapse, we're going to pop in. Hopefully you guys don't mind that I'm doing two pretty much one after the other, but I'm going to try and make a tower of sorts that might have a little a dock sticking off the side of it that an airship can sit in the air next to, and then finish up this lower part down near the water around to our cave system over there. And yeah, just try and tidy this up, make it look like it's a little bit more final, a little bit more built into the existing landscape. So I might grab some kelp, let that grow up in here as well, just to try and bring it all together a little bit. But I think it's looking pretty cool so far. It's definitely another massive addition to the island, and I feel like that corner there is maybe a little bit obtrusive. Maybe sticks out a little bit too far, but then when you're down here, it's not too bad. It's only the fact that sticks over, I think, makes it look a little bit tight, but I can always change that in the future if I find it a little bit annoying, or I can actually even change this terraformed part of the cliff. I could straighten it up a bit and remove the overhang and make it a little bit closer to the edge of that building. But I'm going to continue on, spend another couple of hours and see what I can come up with, and then we'll pop back in and chat about it and see what it looks like. So back into the time lapse. We'll try our best, and I'll be back with you shortly. And with that, folks, I think I need to take a break. I spent probably another 2 hours doing that last time lapse, but over the last few days, I've had a bit of back problems and just haven't been able to sit at the computer. So getting that done, it took quite a bit of effort. And I know that it's just me sort of pushing myself to make the best that I can for you guys, but I know you understand as well. So I've got to try and remember not to be as hard on myself. But for now, I'm not 100% set on this. I think there still needs to be more. I don't know. I think it'll be good to actually take a step back and, I might grab that, take a step back and just have another look at it. I think I might like to fill in up to underneath those points so that it's a little bit chunkier at the bottom, and try and do a slightly better job of blending this Blackstone into the sort of lighter stone colors, because it seems a little bit stark contrast for me right now. But this will be where the airship floats above. So if I just go up top here, I'll make a little bit of a landing here, a walkway up, and you run up the top through this staircase, and there'll be a really cool airship with a huge balloon above it and some cool looking wings off the side or something. And you'll also get a great view of the other ship that I want to put down in there as well. I made this almost like, if you imagine a lighthouse, but you would see it from the air. So if an airship's coming in over the mountains that I was talking about, they would see the light in the nighttime or the smoke in the daytime, and whereas a ship from down below wouldn't actually see that. They might see the smoke, but at nighttime they wouldn't see it. So that's more of like a lighthouse for a airship. And so I might add either using just these lights, or it'd probably end up being more on the island or the land that I make around the outside of these islands, that when I have like a V-shaped entrance between some land, that it would have a lighthouse on there that people could see as they're sailing the ship through into this dock. I did a little bit of work, but really didn't do any detailing on the, or can I make it I can't on this little walkway through here. But I sort of was doing my best to start to bring everything back so that it flows together and it looks like everything's tied together in a way that would make sense. So you got this coming through here. Oh, zombie converted. It scared me a little bit. And they would come through here. I might actually make this a little bit bigger because I'd like to stick a crane sort of just in the water here that would be big enough to reach over onto that ship that we have docked. And obviously this is very plain looking. But over time, I would maybe add like an import building or like a customs building, somewhere where when a new captain comes in, they come over to the stand and they come in out of the weather, sign off some documents, to sign off whatever goods they're bringing in or exporting out, and a little bit like that. Just some lore stuff behind it. Might even bring a villager over here and set him up with a lectern or something so that he's like a cleric. No, not a cleric, a librarian that works with the books. And then we can add little piles of barrels and whatnot for stock, little things like that to just add some detail around. But if we fly up into the air, it's pretty big. It's a significant part of the island now. And I'm starting to think that I'll probably expand these a little bit as well. I was thinking as I was working up on this bit here that I did originally want to make a farmhouse for putting little fields to have for having like the cows and the sheep and the chickens. Sheep and chickens? The sheep and chickens is what I meant to say. So I was thinking that I might make an archway of land. See if I can get up there and show you. An archway of land coming off that sort of shelf in between the two parts that have grass to sort of give you a representation of where it would come out. So off there and coming down to make a rounder island just sitting sort of here that would have some nice walls to protect from the ocean. And, oh man, the Endermen just take everything. Look at what they do. You can just tell that what isn't mine, what I didn't do. There's just little spots where they've taken out blocks like that. That's probably very recent. I should go sleep so that we don't get any more spawning in the night. Oh, by the way, I'm capturing more and more mobs. And this bedroom, as someone mentioned in the comments, I'll have to look up who it was. But while I'm recording, one of you mentioned in the comments that I need a bedroom upgrade. It might have actually been on TikTok, to be fair. But yes, I'm just collecting more and more of these mobs with the fancy armor. And I actually grabbed another Goldie boy here. Oh, if I can jump over to it. Yeah. Wait, he despawned. Wait. What? No, they had items in their hands. What? What? He's invisible. What? Oh, what is happening? Can you? Oh my goodness. Okay. I might have to log out and log back in. Hello? There's no sound. There's no indication of where he is. What is going on? Ow. All right, I'm going to... What? Did he just die? What is happening? Did he just kill himself with his own arrows? Oh my god. Did I just captured the What in the heck? I told you guys, this place is pure chaos. What is this Eldritch Ender energy that is happening here right now? Ow. What? Okay then, I'm going to log out from this position and we'll log back in and see whether or not he's actually visible again. Excuse me? What the heck? Is that both of my zombies from over here? No? Oh, it is because I opened that up and they were both chasing me. Oh my goodness. Oh. Guys, this is the stupidest place, but I love it. I love my little base. This, oh my goodness, this place is incredible. Oh dear. Well, the boat boys can stay there. They've got items so they won't despawn. Where were we? What were we talking about? Oh, I slept. So there we go. Oh dear. I think I was just wrapping up towards the end anyway. I'm just talking about this stuff out here. So I think I'm going to end the episode here. I need to get it out. It's running a little bit late and I don't want you guys to have to wait for it any longer than you already have. And while I said that I did want to build those ships in the next episode, I think what I'd actually like to do, and going in there actually sort of reminded me of it, is I'd like to do a little bit of an episode tidying things up. There's a few things around this island, and now I've just added another one that just aren't quite finished. And over time, like, I might be able to come up with an idea and fix that up a bit, but I also want to go inside of the main base, and I would like to renovate my bedroom so that I have a nice bedroom. I would like to grab all of these guys and maybe create somewhere, I'll have to think on it, but create somewhere like a zoo of sorts. And it's whether it's even down here with the other Endermen. We have a large space down here that I could drop a section out of the center and create like a lit up glass containment area where they can wander around in there as the undead mobs. So that's also a possibility. I actually like that idea. I think that's pretty cool. But I'd love to know what you guys think. If you guys have got any ideas of what I can do with those mobs and how I can set them up. I have separate plans for the Endermen. I might want to transport them somewhere eventually. But these guys that I keep capturing with all the armor, not this guy, he just ran in there himself, but all the enchanted armor boys, I want to keep them. So I'm just really disappointed about that skeleton. He was cool. I even named him Spoopy. But yeah, so in the next episode, I think like renovating this entrance to our mines, putting in some bubble elevators, tidying up a bit, I think is the main plan. Even that entrance just there, like I'd like to make something a little bit more significant that looks a bit nicer through that as well. And after my video where I was doing the renovations in here and trying to talk about details, I never finished up the way it comes out of this side either. You would have seen that at the start of why I didn't do that as well. There's so many things. That's exactly what I'm talking about. What is that? Oh, that's my sorting room. Oh, there's a grass block. Okay. Let me see if I can... We'll get that running again. And like that. I'm going to have to pick that up because it's just going to run around in an infinite loop. So with that, guys, I would like to thank my Patreon supporters because you guys have motivated me and really given me some great encouragement to go for this thing and try and put out more and more content and see if I can really make something out of this Let's Play. So, Tom, thank you so much for your level 3 support. That's truly incredible and I appreciate it more than you could ever believe. And the rest of you Patreons as well and all you viewers, I really do appreciate all the support. It's incredible. You guys make me feel amazing every single time I post. And you're all so lovely in the comments, and I really do thank you for that. It makes making these videos an absolute joy. So with that being said, until the next episode, I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye, guys.